Assalamu alaikum, I'm Awais Malik and you are watching English with Awais Malik. In this video, I'm going to explain another part of speech and that is verb. I already have a videos on different part of speech, so the description of those video will be available in the comment box. So, without wasting your time, let's start the video. In this video, I'm going to explain another part of speech and that part of speech is verb. So what is verb? Verb basically is a major and key functions of a part of speech which play in sentence writing. Whenever you make any sort of sentence, you need a certain verbs. So without verbs, there is no existence of sentence. So we start from the definition of verb. So as we see the definition of verb, a verb is a word. This is basically a words which have a certain function which it performs in sentence writing. So the first thing it indicates, what it indicates? It indicates a physical action. So whenever a noun or a subject of a sentence performs any action or any physical action, which should be considered a verb. So further action that it performs, that is mental action. Mental action is also linked with the verb. So anything that you imagine and seems and think in your minds, that is known as a verb. So the third and major function that verb is considered, that is a state of beings. That is a state of beings. So further we have different examples of this word verbs. So we start from the first. So there we see that the first examples, which in this example we see that the physical action. Whenever you drive a car, you perform a physical action. Whenever you walk, it linked with physical action. Whenever you run, it also belongs to a physical action. And whenever you dance in a parties, it also linked with the physical action. So the first action that verb perform is a physical action. Further we have a few mental action. In mental action, the first and major is think. Whenever you think, it's a mental activity, and the mental activity linked with the verb as well. So further we have a dream. Whenever you goes on bed and start dreaming at the night, so the dream is also a verb and it is considered to be a mental action. So further we have a plan. Whenever you plan, it also linked with the mental action. Further we have want. Anything you want and anything you want to become and gain, that is also a mental action. And the mental action is linked with the part of speech and that part of speech is verb. So further we have few states. Few states is also considered to be a verb. First we have a exist. Then we have taste. Then we have smell. And at the end we have feels. So these are the few state of beings which consider and link with this word, and that word is considered to be a verb. So further we have different kinds of verb. In kinds of verb we have two major kinds of words. So first kinds of verb is considered to be a transitive verb. First one is transitive verb. Second we have intransitive verb. These two are the major and key types and kinds of the verb. So we see furtherly one by one in details as well. In types of verb, first we see the first types of verb, that is transitive verb. So as far as the transitive verb is concerned, we can see that it will also to be an action, and action that have direct object, a sort of action that have direct object to receive action. So transitive verb is basically a word that belong to an action that have a direct object, to receive that action. So this is belong to a relevance of object, means in this sort of words and verb we can see that the verb need a certain object to complete its sense, to complete its action as well. So we see a further example we have mentioned on the whiteboard. First we have the man love his children. So here the word love is a transitive verb, and how it is a transitive verb, we can see that it has an object as well. So a sort of action which follow by object, which follow by direct object, is considered to be a transitive verb. In next example we see that she crossed the street. She crossed the street. So here the she is a pronoun and crossed is a verb, and at the end we see that another object, and object is street. So the word cross to be a transitive verb as well. In next example we see that one of the famous footballer, and its name is Ronaldo. Ronaldo kicked the ball. So first we see that the noun, after we have a verb, and then we have object. So we can see that this verb is also follow a direct object. So here the word the ball is considered to be a object. So the word kick is also a transitive verb. In next example we see that the subject, the doctor cured him. So here we also have an object. So we can see that the word cured is to be a transitive verb, considered to be a transitive verb. So further we have another type of verb, and that is intransitive verb. Intransitive verb. So we can see that action that doesn't have a direct object. In first type of verb we see that an action that follow and have a certain and direct object as well. But in this type of verb we can see that action that doesn't have any direct object, to receive an action. For example, we have snow fell yesterday. So here there is no existence of any sort of direct object. In next example we see that we failed. So we failed to achieve the goals. We failed to admitting someone offer. We failed to console someone. So in this type, so we can see that we failed doesn't follow any sort of object. So it considered to be a intransitive verb. Failed is a intransitive verb. In first example we see that fell. Snow fell. So fell is also to be a intransitive verb. Here in the next example we see that she is sleeping. So sleeping doesn't follow any direct object. So it considered to be a intransitive verb. After that we have in fourth example we see that they work hard. So work is a verb which doesn't follow any sort of object. So it considered to be a intransitive verb. So we see the difference between these two type of verb. First we see that in transitive verb we have an direct object to follow any sort of action, but in intransitive we have no direct object to follow and receive any sort of action. So further we have a few forms of verb. In forms of verb we divide into a few different groups. So in first group we see that all type of forms which are same. So here all three same forms. if we use it as a base form, if we use it as a simple past, and use it as a past participle. So if we use in three different forms, so these are have same spelling as well. So first we have cut, cut, cut. Then we have put, put, put. After we have shut, shut, shut. And at the end we have cost, cost, cost. So these are the form of verbs which have same spelling in three different categories. If it is used as a base form, used at a simple past, and used at a past participle. Next we have a second group of verb forms. In second group of verb form we see that there are a few types of forms which have same second and third. Number second and third are considered to be a same. So we see that the base form is different and the next two forms are same. First we see the example like sleep. When we use it as a simple past, it slept, and use it as a past participle, it also be a slept. So the second and third form is considered to be same. V2 and V3 are same. Next we have example get, get, got, got. Then we have lose, lose, lost, lost. First base form is different, but the next two forms are the same. Next we have catch, caught, caught, catch, caught, caught. Once again we see that sleep, slept, slept, get, got, got. Then we have lose, lost, 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 lost. And at the end we have catch, caught, caught. So next we have another group of forms of verb. In forms of verb we can see that here are the forms. All forms are different. So in this group of the verbs we see that all forms of the word has a different spellings and different speaking and pronunciation. So we can see that in the first example, first we have write. When we move it to in simple past, wrote, and when we move toward past participle, written. Next we have break. In simple past, broke, and in past participle, broken. Next we example see that forget. Next we have forgot, and in past participle we see that forgotten. So next and then the last example we see that speak, speak. So in simple past speak convert into spoke, and in past participle it convert into spoken. So in this group of the verb forms we see that all forms are different. They are not connected with each and other. So these are difference in writtenly and spokenly as well. So we see that base form doesn't match with the simple past, and also these two does not match with the past participle. So this group of the forms have a different forms in using. So I hope this video will help you. Thank you.